Hello again, and today I'm going to try and do a real quick video to highlight the new routing system that is been added to Railcraft. I don't have a lot of time, so we'll see how this goes. But basically, the idea is that you can set up your switches to automatically route locomotives based on some key factors. Now, to get started, what we need is a golden ticket. To make a golden ticket, you put some paper and a gold nugget. This gives us a blank ticket. You could then right-click and edit your ticket, enter your destination, it can be anything you want, any format you want. So now we have a golden ticket issued by player 967, who is currently me. I'm in my dev environment, which is not logged in. So anyways, once you have a golden ticket, this ticket, you can place it directly in a locomotive. Let's set one up over here that isn't moving. So you can place your golden ticket in a locomotive, and it will designate the destination. You can take the ticket back out again. You can also lock the locomotive. Locking it will make it so that only tickets issued by the owner of the locomotive will work in that locomotive. So, the next thing you can do is you take your golden ticket, combine it with a piece of paper, and you get a single-use ticket. Now, let's set up another locomotive. Now you see, if I put this ticket in, it is consumed to set the destination. So this locomotive now has a destination. The next step is we have the routing detector, which is chiseled marble surrounding a pressure plate, and you get this routing detector. Now the routing detector will trigger if the locomotive matches a set of conditions defined by your routing table. Now, a routing table is made with a book and a piece of lapis. So you put your book, at least I thought, oh, it's probably wrong book. Okay, let's try this one. There we go, yeah. It's made with a book and quill and a piece of lapis. Get your routing table, which it can also be edited. Now, I want to point out that this help button down at the bottom contains a pretty decent manual about how it all works, including an example script. But basically, it's a prefix notation script with some conditions. The most simplest rule you can define is the destination rule, and we're going to set it to the far lands, which, if you remember, our ticket was the far lands milliways. Now the far lands will match that ticket because the beginning of the destination string is the same. And you can enter multiple destinations if you wish. These will be compared one after the other to the locomotives, and if any of them matches, it will route the locomotive. You can also add more advanced logic, like and not owner is another tag. If owner is not Richard G, and color, which is the third and final conditional tag, black and red takes two color variables. You can get details on all these in the help manual. So anyways, we have three rules here. We'll match any locomotive that has a destination to the far lines, or any locomotive that has a destination to the end. Additionally, it will match any black and red locomotive that is not owned by Richard G. So the next step, we take this book, we stick it in our routing table, and it will compare any passing locomotive against the script in the routing table and emit a redstone signal if it matches. Additionally, you can change it between a public and private railway. Private railways will ignore any locomotives that don't belong to the owner of the detector block. It's also got a lock button, which prevents anybody but you from changing it. And we base here, next we have our switch motors, and I need another detector. You combine a switch motor and a detector, and you'll get a routing switch motor. Nice little animated texture there. And it's got basically the same thing, only it works as a switch motor over here, as you can see. So this locomotive here, if I can grab it here in a second. This locomotive has a destination set to the same as the gold ticket I wrote a minute ago. The Firelands Milliways. And this routing table just has a simple destination, the Firelands. Both these have the same book in them, which I'll also point out you can copy. Let's see here. Get some more books. Steal our edited book over here. If you stick it in the first book in the top corner there, and okay, only do it with one book because there appears to be a bug there. I'll fix that. But anyways, if you put the edited book and a blank book in there, you can pull out two identical books. So these books here are both the same thing, and you can then put them in multiple locations or edit them as you wish. Now the last piece of this puzzle is this thing here, which is the routing track, which is created with a ticket of any kind, some rails like so, and you get your routing track. And your routing track, if you whack it with a crowbar, has a slot for a ticket. It has to be a golden ticket. It cannot be a single-use ticket. And it will then attempt to set the destination of any passing locomotive to that ticket's destination. It's also got the lock, so nobody but you can change it. Now, this ticket will depend on whether the locomotive will accept it or not. It may not if it's issued by the wrong person. Anyways, this just sets the destination. You don't have to use this unless you want to automate the setting of the destinations. But anyways, that's generally the basic idea behind the new routing. I will, at some point, when I get time, set up a detailed guide on the wiki, but that's going to have to wait. So, anyways, this has been a greatly demanded feature for a very long time that's been in planning for almost a year now. And I think it's turned out pretty good. And you'll definitely make your routing a lot simpler, I believe. Instead of having to rely on like items and chest carts and various random things like that. So, anyways, I will catch you next time, and I hope you enjoy this new update. So,